Hey ladies, I just want to share a little bit of something that just recently happened. I just want to share with you guys. So I had this young lady who, this is so important. The first thing I want to say is that it's so important to know your worth and to know who you are in God, not in the world, not in society, not in culture. I don't care what culture is telling you. I do not care what society is telling you. To know your identity in God, know your identity in Christ. Because if you do not know your identity in Christ, you end up in situations like this. And I had a young lady who reached out to me, and she recently spoke to me about this situation where she was dating this person. They ended up moving in together. She was very adamant, like, I do not want to have any kids until we're married. She ended up being pregnant, and now she's very frustrated. She's hurt. She's upset. She has all these things, all this emotion, all these feelings, and now she's also pregnant going on. So she gave him an ultimatum: either we get married or I'm leaving. And she came to me. She's like, what would you advise me to do? Like, I don't want to leave and like mess up the family and everything. I'm like, first of all, you guys are not married, so it's technically not a family in God's point of view, but because you guys did consummate your relationship and in the spirit realm, you guys are intertwined, and then you have all these emotions going on, and now your mind chemistry and your mind patterns shift every single time that you are intimate with this person. You're creating emotional soul ties with this person, so it's going to be harder for you to walk away from the situation. And now there's a child in the picture as well. So I began to explain to her the reason why you're feeling all this frustration and all these tension and all this hurt and all this pain is because you gave him access to you fully before he made the commitment to you. So now it doesn't matter what ultimatum you give him. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do. Clearly, he's gonna marry you if he wants to marry you, but he's also not gonna marry you just because you give him an ultimatum or because there's a baby in the picture, because clearly that did not work, right? So I think that we oftentimes think that if we give men, I say this a lot, and I even said this when I was in high school, women oftentimes give sex for love, and men usually give love for sex because that's what they want, that's what they crave, that's what they need. It's one of their needs, actually. But oftentimes you see that you think that, okay, if I do this, he's gonna end up marrying me. Okay, if I show him that I can cook and clean and that I can live with him and that we can live together and it be all peaceful and all this and all that, then he'll no, I'm telling you, because he's gonna start to get everything, all these treatments, all these things for free, and think that now because we're here, then why would we get married? What's the point of rushing it? We could wait a little longer. Let's just rock it out to see how long we could go. And that is so unhealthy, because you're being intimate with this person and creating a soul tie and creating all kinds of different emotional rewiring in your brain, because it, scientifically speaking, is out there, it's backed up by science, but spiritually speaking as well, you're creating emotional soul tie to this person. And it hurts me so bad to see so many young women doing these things and now acting like, oh, it doesn't bother me, I could just have a one night stand, I could do this at one time and it doesn't bother me, when it's not true. We're not wired that way. And if you are so far tapped out of your emotions to the point where you feel like you can't have a one night stand and do all these things, then we need to do a real deep dive and check in with ourselves, because something's not right. If you're that tapped out where you can have an emotional encounter to that magnitude with somebody and tell me I don't feel anything for this person, then something's wrong and we need to start healing whatever that is. So my thing is, I just want to share with you guys, I just begging you to learn your worth, learn your value in God, not what culture is telling you. It's not cool to be living together and not married. And I know sometimes certain things happen, but it's never too late for you to be like, you know what? I think we need to fix this. We need to make this right. We're either going to go down the right path, or we need to just split, consecrate ourselves, and keep our celibacy until we do move forward. Because that being tied up with all these emotions and living together is going to create an unhealthy environment. And now you're doing what she's doing. Well, I'm going to give you an ultimatum, or you marry me or I'm leaving. And that's a form of control and manipulation, by the way, which is witchcraft. Okay, I just want to say that. I love you guys, and I'm going to do a longer video on this and hopefully maybe post it on YouTube or something, because this is such a heavy conversation and so many young girls are going through this. Like, Gen Z, we need to get it together, okay? We got to get it together. I love you guys. See you next time.